In chapter 2898, the ongoing story of the Newman family's turmoil takes a dramatic turn, highlighting the consequences of Carrie's actions and the broader impact on her relatives. Trenton, increasingly frustrated with his sister, decides to reduce the living expenses he provides for her. Despite this reduction, Carrie finds herself needing more money to maintain her status as Miss Newman, raising questions about whether she will finally seek employment to support herself. Carrie's reckless behavior, influenced by Aunt Brenda and Aunt Amy, leads to unintended consequences for her aunts and their families. Brenda's plan backfires, resulting in her family losing their jobs once again. This failure triggers a wave of anger and blame within Brenda's family, culminating in Brenda's near suicidal despair. Realizing the untenable situation in Wilspoon, Brenda's family, along with Amy's, decide to relocate to a remote small city where they hope to rebuild their lives away from Cameron's influence and the reach of the powerful York family. Unaware of her relative's departure, Carrie persists in her quest for money. She positions herself near the gate of Wildridge Manor, ready to confront anyone who stands in her way. When she curses Cameron, two formidable female workers from the York family step in, forcefully silencing her by stuffing smelly socks into her mouth, causing her to retch in disgust. Despite her physical disadvantages and lack of fighting prowess, Carrie's resolve remains unbroken. She loudly declares her intention to stay until she receives the money she believes she is owed, even going so far as to threaten to expose Cameron's perceived cruelty to the public via entertainment reporters. Her confrontational stance does little to faze the York family's maids, whose primary task is to prevent her from causing a scene at the villa entrance. They repeatedly use the bag of smelly socks collected from male workers to silence her whenever she insults Cameron. Despite Carrie's loud proclamations, the maids remain unfazed, viewing her actions as shameless and undeserving of further engagement. Rosella's measured response to Carrie's behavior further underscores the York family's approach. Instead of resorting to physical violence or harsh reprimands, she allows the maids to handle Carrie's outbursts in a manner that is both humiliating and effective. This method of dealing with Carrie leads to her vomiting repeatedly, leaving her physically weakened and unable to continue her tirade. As night falls, her determination to stay and demand money dwindles due to her physical exhaustion and hunger. In her weakened state, her desperation reaches new heights as she resorts to ordering takeaway food to sustain herself. Her plight illustrates the depth of her stubbornness and the lengths she will go to in her pursuit of money despite the increasing odds against her.